Welcome back. 9:47. Heavy snow and severe winds can cause problems when it comes to power, and that is the situation this morning.
Tom Dominguez with ComEd is joining us now with an update on how things are going. We were hearing almost 100,000 people that were affected this morning. Can you get us up to date?
Certainly, yeah. So earlier this morning, we opened our Emergency Operations Center, and that's going to allow us to monitor the outages all across the service territory, the northern third of Illinois, and dispatch crews in the most needed areas. So currently, as you mentioned, we have about 100,000 customers who are without power, and this is focused mainly along the northern border of Illinois, and I would say starting from about the Rockford area and going about southeast into Chicago and the south suburbs. Now, the crews are dispatched, and they're going to focus first on high priority areas. And this means things like hospitals, fire and police stations, wastewater treatment plants, as well as any areas that we identify where we can restore the most amount of people to power.
Okay, let's talk about what is causing those problems, the outages. Specifically, what has resulted in this situation?
Yeah, in this situation, we have high winds as well as heavy, thick snow. And anytime you get that kind of combination, they weigh down on tree branches, they weigh down on power lines. And anytime these two things come in contact, you can get power outages or you can get wires taken down.
So let's talk about this. You have crews that are out there right now. They're doing the best that they can. Let's say they get the power back on. We have a friend of the show whose power was out and it was quickly back on. But we still have more snow and more high wind expected throughout the evening. How do you balance that?
Sure. Yeah. So the first thing I would recommend is if you are without power, to report that outage to ComEd. You can do that through our website, comed.com, or we also have a mobile app. And when you do that, you will get updates in terms of estimated restoration time. So you can figure out if it's going to be a long outage and you need to be somewhere where there's power and you have the means, you can go somewhere and be safe during this duration. Another thing that we recommend is if you are out and about, or shoveling snow or whatever, traveling somewhere, you see a down power line, always assume that that power line is energized. And if you happen to come across one, call us right away. The number is 1-800-334-7661. And an easy way to remember that is 1-800-EDISON-1.
You know, you're talking about having crews out, and I just can't even imagine how tough that job must be to try to restore power. You were saying, you know, the heavy winds and the snow accumulating on those wires. Kind of walk us through how you guys handle this situation. What do you do with the extra snow on those power lines to make sure that, first of all, there's safety when it comes to your workers, but that you're able to get things working again?
Yeah, that's the mantra here at ComEd, to get power restored as safely and quickly as possible. And of course, in these situations, our wonderful crew members, the men and women who make up the crews, are dealing with high winds. That's going to sort of hamper them a little bit in terms of getting bucket trucks up in the air. Because of these high winds, but they have procedures in place. When they get to an assignment, they go through all the safety procedures and what's needed, make sure everybody understands, is on the same page, and then they go to work as quickly and safely as possible.
Do they sometimes have to circle back to like the same location?
They might have to. Now, let's say that there's an area where there's a big transformer out and they restore a bunch of people, but yet further down the line, there are some trees that may have come down on a power line feeding the house. So the main areas, get as many people as possible up. And if that outage is reported, then they'll go back and then they'll find those different areas. So really, we're hoping to have this over with, sometime soon. But we know there's another front coming in, and we'll manage accordingly.
Well, we appreciate all of the work, those who are out in the field, and for you joining us this morning. Thank you.